Everybody ready to back on?
Media folks won't clap.
All right, Coach, you can start us off.
Obviously, to win our rivalry game against a very, very good football team in state, to reclaim the pride of this program in the Egg Bowl is a priority that we have every year, and to get that done tonight with facing some adversity with injuries and things that we've had, and to kind of been through some of the ups and downs and ebbs and flows of college football. I'm just so proud of our young men that put everything in the trash and prepared for this one with clear hearts and minds and eyes, and just decided that, you know what, we're going to go out and our word for the week was resolve, and play with great resolve for 60 minutes and see where that put us, and tonight we're a better football team. And just really extremely proud for our seniors. My heart breaks for Vince Sanders, one of our most consistent guys, to get hurt in this game that he's so much values playing in. That's disappointing, and you hurt for those kids that put so much into preparing for such few opportunities. But for all those seniors, to see them taking selfies in the locker room with the Egg Bowl and rejoicing over what we consider to be in year 3 a solid year, that we've accomplished some good things in building this program back up. So it's a great night for the University of Mississippi. I'm happy that we can hopefully our chancellor smiling as he's in a battle for himself and with his health, and glad that we can deliver the Egg Bowl back to A.D. Bjork and our chancellor and our university.
All right, raise your hand. We'll take questions down low first.
Coach, gave up some yards, but overall, the whole game, 17 points, had to be.
Well, they're pretty good. They're gonna get some yards that they have all year against everyone, and they've scored some points. But at the same time, I'm not surprised, because we are number 1 in the country in scoring defense, and we've been pretty stingy with giving up points in the red zone ourselves, and that was it was obviously great to see, but not really surprised. And matchups are critical, and I liked our matchup with their front and our front.
You emotionally, this team was in a bad spot at this time last week. At what time of the week did you sense this thing was turning around? Talk about what you did, but at what time did you sense this thing was turning?
On the flight home, it's the Egg Bowl. It's what you come here is one of the main things you come to win here and to protect. And we're pretty good about putting things in the trash. Life is full of ups and downs, and footballers in this conference, man, you better strap it on every week. And if you have a perfect storm like we had against us last week at the beginning of the game, those nights can happen. So we put it behind us pretty quick, and we had some things ready for them Sunday to remind them of how important this was. Don't know if we needed to do that, but we did each day, every day, without fail.
Can you talk about Bo and his ankle, the strength of it, what you thought of his performance, all that?
Yeah, he was a little rusty at times early on, particularly because he couldn't practice any this week. But I told everyone you would have to chain him down to get him to not play in this game. And so that's where there it is, baby! Chris Bushkin deserves a lot of credit for his motivational video this week. He did a great job. But I knew people would have to, you'd have to really chain him down. This guy's, for all the stuff he gets talked about, I hope now that this would cement his place in Ole Miss history as a quarterback that came and helped us restore pride and return to relevancy, win 2 Egg Bowls, at least 2 bowl games, take us to a 3rd. I hope that this cements his memory here by everybody in a very, very positive light, because he really deserves that.
What was the state of his ankle through the game?
they taped it so tight probably and gave him pain medicine that he never complained about it. He did, we thought we had something in some of our, some bootleg game and some rollout, and the only thing he asked me was, let's don't do that anymore. That bothers me. And he threw a couple, we had some open guys early on, and he threw a couple of balls that just were tough to catch, and he just said, that bothers me. So we kind of cut that out.
Hugh, what did you guys see on film where the game went on that led you think you could have so much success over the middle with that?
We schemed some good plays, I think. We hit them twice on when we motioned to a three-man surface to the field, and that puts their safety some stress on him into the boundary, into their will linebacker. And we hit them twice on that, and then Evan got him on a double move out of a little set we kind of worked on all week. It's just the same things that we've really done all year, but they worked tonight.
You kind of a two-part question. I guess, first of all, the pass from Jordan Wilkins to Cody Core, I guess, what's going through your mind when you send that play call in that moment?
I think they're all going to work when I call them some trick plays anyway. I think they have a chance. I mean, we worked really hard on that play for like a month, and just hadn't pulled the trigger on it. Jordan did a heck of a job selling the run. I mean, he carried that run out probably, I don't know, it was almost to the numbers it looked like before he pulled the trigger, and then threw a perfect ball. And Cody did a good job selling it, so that was good to see that work. We had talked about it, the possession before, and I told Dan, just give me something, give me a play to get the ball on the left hash, and I'm calling it. And Dan called the little sweep out of the jumbo package to Jordan Wilkins, and he popped it for a decent gain. And as soon as I saw it was on the left hash, I knew that's what I was going with.
You played the last month without Laquan, the last 2.5 quarters today without Vince. How much of winning this game had to be finding those trick plays, having Jeremy Liggins run for a touchdown? You kind of had to dig deep in your playbook.
Yeah, this is what this game means. I was willing to throw everything. We had more. If we needed to go more, we had more stuff to throw at them. I don't know if it'll work, but we would have certainly tried most anything. I thought the reverse was a big play in the game to get us a first down out of the backed up there and eat some more clock. But I thought Jalen Walton just ran extremely hard tonight, and the long run he had was a phenomenal run. But Cody Court, man, to see him coming all the way and escorting him and getting that last block, those are the little things that we talk about having to resolve that allow us to make those plays count. We needed to get them in the red zone because this team here is tough to score on when you get down there tight.
You talk about Bo and the adversity he's facing, the criticism he's faced fairly or unfairly. A lot of that came after last year's Egg Bowl. Could you tell this game in particular, once all the other games were over, it's time to focus on this one, that maybe there was a little more there for him?
Yeah, I would say there was a little more there. Yeah, I think he's wanted a shot at them again for a long time, 360 whatever days it's been, and he prepared like it, even though he was unhealthy. It was great we didn't have classes, and we could spend a lot of time in the film room and making sure that he felt good about the things we were going to call, and he was locked in.
With the expectations so high around mid-October and all the national attention, then kind of towards the backstretch, the losing 3 out of 4 games skid, not the way maybe you envisioned the season ending, but to end on an Egg Bowl win, how's it feel?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, again, I kind of look at the big picture, and I know that there are people in this program that probably disagree, and that's okay. They're entitled to that. But to be sitting here 9-3 and beating, let's see, the #1 team in the nation, #4 team in the nation, and lost some very difficult ones in this conference on the road. I think we've come miles and miles in 3 short years, and anytime you end the season with 9 wins and the Egg Bowl in your possession, that's a dang good year.
Yeah,
Exactly.
by my count, 19 of the 31 points were attributable to Memphis kids.
There you go, man.
How important, and specifically Jordan and Jalen, Yeah, and you talked about Georgia's play, but was Jalen going to be central to the game plan, or did you just see him running hard? And then that play, was that how you drew it up, zigzagging back and forth?
You know, it's funny you say that. Memphis is important to us, obviously, in recruiting. But, we consider it to be in-state, and our Memphis kids played extremely well tonight. And it's funny you say that. When as soon as he crossed the goal line, I said on the headset to Matt. Matt wanted that play run. I said, Matt, that is exactly the way you drew it up this week. He got a big kick out of that. You know what I did? Nix and I talked this week about Jalen, and we said we're gonna run him until his wheels come off. If we get an opportunity and we're having success running it, we're gonna hand it to him. And that's a big third down he got there at the end too, along with some other big runs.
Hugh, not that this game needs any extra incentive, but when some of your hopes and dreams were dashed a few weeks ago, with what was on the line for them today, with the rivalry and these two teams knowing each other so well, does that add to that Egg Bowl trophy sitting next to you, that you can ruin something for someone else?
Yeah, you know, I don't really get into that. I don't. This to me wasn't about ruining something for them as much as it was us reclaiming what we consider to be one of the prized possessions of our program. I actually never addressed let's ruin their season. I don't think that we ruined their season. I hate that any kids have to. They had a good season. You know, they've had a really good season in a really good league, and they deserve credit for that. But we were the better team tonight.
All right, we'll take questions in the back of the room.
Coach, what do you have to say about the running game? Obviously, looked much improved tonight.
You know, no one, you know, really consistently runs the ball on those guys. Jeff Collins does a great job, you know, coordinating that defense, and we had an explosive run, obviously, that probably wasn't run exactly the way it was designed to do, but we had some solid runs all night that I think helped our play passes. And really, I thought we had some play passes early that we had some chances to make some really big plays on some post routes, and then we just never could connect on it. But that's obviously a huge key anytime you can have some consistent runs.
Any more questions back in the room? Okay.
Coach, I believe you had 9 or 10 plays of 15 yards or more this year, or tonight. What helped you execute more on the big play tonight than games past?
Well, a combination of having the right play called at the right time, so the scheme, the plan was good, and then the kids obviously having to execute it, whether it was a run and the line blocking or the line protect. I thought our line protected really well against a very talented defensive front. Matt worked extremely hard all week on making sure we understood how we were going to try to protect, and I thought they protected both pretty solid tonight, and that's a huge key to get those explosive plays.
You, in the last week, you've been linked pretty heavily at different times to the Florida job. I was curious, now that the season's over, have you heard from Florida, and what is your level of interest, if any, in that job?
And it's amazing to me how many things put on the internet are now believable. And I have not heard from any university except for the one I am fortunate enough to be the head coach. And like I said earlier this week, I don't comment on job statuses, on anybody's job status, particularly mine, whether it's good or bad. I am blessed to be the head football coach at the University of Mississippi, my home, and I work for great people in Ross and Chancellor Jones.
Coach, did a great job of containing Dak Prescott tonight with his legs. What was the plan going in? I know to contain him, but
yeah, no, it's really we thought we could do it with our front four, and that allowed us to. Man, we gave them some big third down conversions and Dave had some great calls, and we just didn't execute. We had a bracket coverage on one twice on 3rd and 10, and our underneath guy just didn't get underneath him. But really, we thought our front four were active enough. Now, we didn't just set them still. We moved them around some. We actually missed some tackles in the backfield on him, I thought, early on. But we made some big ones there at the end. I think it was C.J. Johnson, which is a Mississippi kid, so that was pretty good to see. But felt like we could do that.
One last question here on this side of the room.
Thank you. Hugh, with the really heartbreaking losses to LSU and Auburn, and then a series of injuries, team to stand that much, come back and play a game like this?
Yeah. It's probably, I would say last year's LSU, we were in, maybe worse shape than we were tonight when we won that game. But we certainly faced some challenges. And I tell you, when you have those, when you rise to those expectations, setting at 7-0, and you drop a very difficult game that we didn't play our best at LSU, and then we played pretty dang good here against Auburn, and that was a weird way to end. But then you lose your leader of your offense. I do think it took us some adjustment, man. We kind of lost our edge a little bit and our swagger, and everybody's looking around who's leading this crew. And I tried as hard as I could at Arkansas week, I remember, just to try to get the edge back. And then, but Sunday, man, I lit into them pretty good. I spent all night Saturday not knowing if I wanted to hug and love them or kick them in the tail. And I'm not going to tell you which one I chose, but it was the right one.
All right, thank you, Coach. We'll have players in here in just a moment. Break out for fun.